Hi you guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Patience. To my existing subscribers, welcome back. If you are new here, be sure to click that subscribe button and that notification bell so you can continue to indulge in the Hot Bella experience. In today's video, I'm going to be playing around with one of the Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow palettes, and that is the Subculture palette. This is a palette that I picked up during my mega holiday haul, and I had not yet used it, but I have decided this year I am not going to allow any of my eyeshadow palettes or makeup products that I have in my drawers to just sit. I want to make certain that I'm using all of them. So I decided to come to you guys with this look today using this palette. So this is a very pretty palette. There's a total of 14 shades in this eyeshadow palette. 3 of those shades are shimmer shades and the other 11 are matte shades, and they're really pretty. I really like the color story in this palette. However, as much as I like the color story in this palette, I was at my wit's end trying to decide which look I wanted to try to come up with using this palette. So I decided to go onto YouTube and take a look at some of the other videos or other YouTubers who have created content around this palette. So I did find a young lady. Her channel name is LSGMakeup. She creates some very beautiful, bold, and stunning eye looks. So I decided to use one of her videos. I'll be certain to leave the link down below in the description box, but I decided to use her video as my inspiration for creating this look today. So I tried to recreate it as closely or as best I could based upon the age of my skin, if you know what I'm saying. So I just tried to customize it a little bit more so it looked a little bit more appropriate for the mature skin. So anyway, if you would like to see how I created this look, then keep watching. My face has been moisturized, and I'm going to use the Fenty Pro Filt'r Primer and the P. Louise eyeshadow base. And I'm going to roll right into my brow bone highlight, and I'm using the shade Dawn out of this Subculture palette. I'm not certain if this color is showing well on the camera, but it is doing exactly what I want it to do. And that is brighten up that brow bone just a little bit. And I'm using Destiny as my transition shade. This shade is like a khaki green or an olive green shade. And I'm just taking my time in building this shade up to my desired intensity. And now I'm using the shade Rowdy in my crease area. And this color is a very deep eggplant type of purplish color. It's a beautiful shade, and it blended out very easily. I'm taking my time to blend this color out well. The Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow palettes are very pigmented, so you really have to just take a little bit, blend it out, and build it up versus going in with a lot at one go. And I'm going to go back in with Destiny just to blend out any harsh lines that I may have at this point. And now I'm using the shade Axis on the outer V and the inner V of my eye, or the inner portion of my lid. And this is a very interesting color. It's like a hunter green with just a hint of blue, but it's a very, very pigmented eyeshadow, and the color is beautiful. But I'll be using this on my outer V and the inner part of my eye. I also want to mention I'm using my MAC 242 brush to apply this eyeshadow to my outer V and the inner V of my eye. This brush can be used for packing color onto the lid and can also be used for blending. So this is the start of this halo eye look. Now I'm going back in with some of my P. Louise eyeshadow base, and I'm going to be placing the eyeshadow base in the center of the eye and carving out the upper portion of my lid just a little bit, but I'm not taking it all the way to the inner corner of the eye or to the outer V of the eye, but I'm just kind of carving it out right there in the center and making sure that I take that top portion just above my natural crease line. And I'm using a small eye detail brush. This is from Alamar Cosmetics, and this brush came as a set in one of my BoxyCharm boxes. And I'm taking a small blending brush and I'm using the color Axis once again just to blend out those edges, just to soften them up just a little bit. And now I'm going back in with the shade Rowdy once again, and I'm using that MAC 242 brush, and I'm placing this right at the edge of where I have carved out the lids on the inner portion and the outer portion of my eye. And I'm using that small blending brush once again to blend those two colors together, and I'm going to be working from the outside in. I'm using the colors to slowly close in that center space on my eyelid. So I'm just packing the color on using my 242, and then I'm going to go to my smaller blending brush again and just blend it in. And I'm going to do the same thing, but this time I'm using the color All Star, and I'm using my MAC 242. Then I'm going to switch to a smaller blending brush, and you can slowly but surely see that the center portion of that eye is being covered with pigmentation. So I'm just taking my time and just slowly working inward until I have the center of that eye covered with the colors that I want to use for this look. It's coming together. And now I'm using the color Electric out of the Anastasia Beverly Hills Subculture palette, and it's like a greenish purplish duochrome eyeshadow shade, a really pretty color. I'm placing this right in the center, and then I'm going to be going back into the color All Star once again, and I'll be using that with my smaller blending brush just to blend the edges of this electric shade together on my lid. I want it to look nice and blended. Again, the shades in this palette are very pigmented, so I'm just tapping my brush very lightly into the pan and then blending it out. It doesn't take very much. Very pretty. I'm going to go back into All Star, and I'm going to add a little bit more definition into my crease area. I have hooded eyes, so I've got to add a little bit more definition to this eye look. There we go. I like that better. I have added liner and lashes, and my complexion is done. I'm moving on to lips, and I'm going to be using a lip pencil from Mented Cosmetics, and it's in the color Foxy. I'm lining and filling in my lips with this lip pencil. And I'm going to use a little bit of the Universal Gloss Balm from Fenty Beauty. And we are done. I think this look turned out beautifully, and I'm so happy to have the Anastasia Beverly Hills Subculture palette in my eyeshadow collection. I think the Subculture palette would make a really good sister palette because it has more matte shades than shimmer shades in it. The shimmery duochrome shades in this palette are stunning. I hope you guys like this video. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you on my next video. Bye-bye.